The worldwide K-pop scene was plunged into an unusual silence as news spread swiftly. Timelines across the globe buzzed with a single name, Rosé from Blackpink. However, unlike the usual flow of scandals, dating gossip, or backstage drama that typically fills the news, this time the jolt stemmed from something far more alarming for the industry itself. Undeniable triumph devoid of controversy. In a realm built on constant chaos, this sort of quiet was unsettlingly loud. Within mere hours, it became evident this wasn't merely another achievement update. Rosé's partnership with Alex Warren, the track On My Mind, officially snagged gold certification in Canada after exceeding 40,000 units sold. At first glance, it appears to be a simple milestone. Yet, beneath the surface, it signifies a significant disruption in how K-pop idols navigate Western markets. No aggressive advertising, no viral uproar, no forced narratives, just music quietly transcending borders. What renders this moment uncomfortable for the industry isn't the certification itself, but the manner in which it was achieved. On My Mind was never marketed as a monumental statement. It arrived quietly, almost beneath the radar, relying on emotional resonance instead of spectacle. In an environment where idols are molded to sell flawlessness, Rosé opted for authenticity, and that choice unveiled a truth many companies strive to hide. Connection outweighs control. Western listeners responded not to the Blackpink brand, but to the raw emotion in her voice. This challenges the long-held belief that K-pop stars can only thrive abroad through colossal fandom machinery. Instead, Rosé's achievement hints at something more perilous for the industry. Authenticity prevails. And when authenticity works, it threatens a system founded on precision, pressure, and relentless competition. Behind the shine of this triumph lies the quiet burden of expectation. Every move Rosé makes is scrutinized, analyzed, and measured not just against Western artists, but against her own group, her own previous efforts, and the stringent standards of K-pop itself. Gold certification transcends mere acknowledgement. It amplifies pressure, because once an idol demonstrates they can stand independently, the industry never allows them to rest. And this marks just the beginning. If this moment caught your attention, you won't want to miss what lies ahead. Follow the channel, subscribe, and stay with us as we unravel what this accomplishment means beneath the spotlight. Victory in K-pop is never a straightforward affair. As Rosé stepped into the realm of Western validation, discussions quietly shifted behind closed doors. Gold certification did not merely boost her status, it redefined her role in an industry fixated on hierarchy. When one idol proves they can thrive beyond their group, tension inevitably ensues. Not all conflicts become public, and not all pressures require headlines to cause turmoil. Within K-pop, solo recognition can act as both a reward and a hazard. For years, idols have been cautioned against straying too boldly from their group identities. Rosé's accomplishment subtly contests that unwritten rule. Her success prompts uncomfortable queries. If one member can flourish organically, what implications does that hold for the system that insists idols must move as one or not at all? These inquiries might not trend on social media, but they resonate powerfully within entertainment companies. What complicates the situation further is Rosé's unwillingness to rush. In a time where idols are urged to keep producing to maintain relevance, she progresses slowly, almost defiantly. This approach defies the high-pressure culture where burnout is typical and overexposure is the norm. Her measured pace isn't by chance, it represents a form of resistance. And resistance in K-pop often comes at a price. Industry competition sharpens when authenticity proves lucrative. Other solo artists face heightened scrutiny. Companies commence re-evaluating strategies. Fandom comparisons amplify. Quiet envy brews where adoration once thrived. Rosé's triumph doesn't exist in isolation. It sends ripples through a pre-existing fragile ecosystem rooted in control and predictability. Meanwhile, fans perceive the shift. They celebrate the milestone, yet also sense the emotional weight it carries. This isn't just pride, it's acknowledgement of how scarce it is for an idol to be appreciated for their voice and emotions rather than mere performance. On My Mind transforms into more than a song. It becomes proof that shifts are occurring even if the industry remains reluctant to acknowledge it. However, with recognition comes exposure. The higher Rosé climbs, the tighter the space she occupies for failure. The system that once shielded her as part of a collective now observes her as an individual asset. And in K-pop, assets are never left unobserved for long. As Rosé standing in the global music arena continued to transform, another truth emerged beneath the accolades. K-pop doesn't celebrate individuality without assessing its repercussions. When an idol begins to stand shoulder to shoulder with Western musicians, the stakes heighten not just from the industry but from expectations that are impossible to fulfill. Each release isn't simply music. It morphs into a test of legitimacy. The triumph of On My Mind subtly reveals the system's more sinister mechanics. K-pop idols are molded to perfection yet are seldom permitted to be real. Rosé's emotionally muted performance stands in stark contrast to the excessively polished image that the industry typically demands. This disparity creates tension because once audiences respond to authenticity, the industry loses its most potent weapon: control over the narrative. In the shadows, competition intensifies. Other artists find themselves compared, evaluated, and subtly shifted in status. Soloists transform from entertainers into case studies. Companies keep a close eye, searching for formulas to replicate authenticity, something that cannot be manufactured. Genuine expression does not adhere to scripts, and this is where the pressure becomes perilous. For Rosé, the struggle is no longer about showcasing talent. It's about staying afloat at the pinnacle. Western affirmation brings liberation, yet also solitude. She is no longer shielded by the group's presence, yet she still bears its burdens. Each achievement sets a new standard, and every break between projects invites speculation. The silence between releases echoes louder than the tracks themselves. Fans intuitively feel this shift. They celebrate her growth, but also fret about the toll it takes. The industry seldom rewards restraint. It values resilience, and in K-pop, resilience frequently means sacrificing personal limits for public demand. Rosé's subdued demeanor appears almost rebellious in a realm that thrives on extravagance. This moment signifies a turning point not due to charts or certifications, but because it compels the industry to face a difficult truth. Idols can no longer be confined within the narratives crafted for them. When an artist steps beyond that mold, the system either adapts or applies pressure until they crumble. While Rosé's individual success continues to ripple across the global stage, its repercussions extend far beyond her solo persona. Within Blackpink's ecosystem, equilibrium transforms into a silent battleground. Every personal accomplishment bolsters the group's brand, yet it also reignites long-standing tensions that K-pop often refrains from discussing: internal comparisons, uneven expectations, and the pressure to shine while not overshadowing others. In K-pop, harmony is an act. Behind the scenes, each member's path is under careful surveillance. Rosé's Western acknowledgement subtly alters the internal dynamics. She transitions from being merely one-fourth of a global sensation to a validated solo powerhouse. This reality compels companies to reassess roles, schedules, and overarching narratives choices that often lead to quiet tension rather than overt strife. What complicates Rosé's situation is her capacity to maintain restraint. She is not pursuing dominance. She does not incite headlines. Instead, she moves with deliberate calm, which paradoxically amplifies her influence. In an industry driven by clamor, silence emerges as strength, and strength, even when unintentional, draws scrutiny. Fans sense the discomfort without needing affirmation. Conversations grow more intense. Comparisons arise once more. Expectations heighten not only for Rosé but for everyone in her orbit. This represents the hidden cost of excellence in K-pop. When one artist breaks free from the mold, the system tightens its grasp on all others. Yet, Rosé remains poised, maneuvering this terrain with precision. She dazzles as a soloist while retaining her essence within the group, a balance few achieve. This is not chance, it is a fight for survival. And as the industry observes closely, one question lingers softly in the background: how long can this equilibrium endure before the pressure demands a toll? While the industry was grappling with Rosé's quiet upheaval, another shift was emerging, one that unveiled the vast reach of idol influence beyond music. Lisa's rise as a national icon reshaped the role of K-pop idols entirely. No longer limited to stages and charts, she ventured into a realm where entertainment, economics, and national representation intersect. This transition is anything but glamorous. It is laden with responsibility, scrutiny, and expectations that cannot be quantified by applause. Behind the flawless facade lies relentless stress. Representing a nation means every action is loaded with significance. There is no space for errors, no margin for controversy. Lisa's professionalism, her discipline, and her quietude resonate more than any marketing strategy. In a realm obsessed with image, she conveys authenticity, and authenticity is a rare currency. This moment reveals a deeper reality about K-pop's evolution. Idols are no longer merely products of businesses. They serve as instruments of soft power, but with this power comes solitude. When institutions place trust in an idol, the safety net vanishes. Success morphs into a trial of endurance rather than popularity. Lisa stands at that precipice, admired, respected, and observed. Together, these narratives unveil the industry's concealed reality. Global recognition is not liberation, it is pressure distilled. As K-pop continues to reshape global culture, the inquiry shifts from who will rise next to who can endure what follows. If this tale transformed your view on K-pop, subscribe to the channel, like the video, share your thoughts in the comments, and stay tuned. The next chapter of this industry is already taking shape, and you won't want to overlook it.